You're paying for AI tools every month, feeding them prompts, and your revenue looks exactly the same. I spent a full year automating the wrong things in my own business before I figured out what actually moves the needle. And by the end of this video, you will see exactly why AI keeps adding work instead of money and how to flip that so it actually runs parts of your business without you touching them at all. See, there's a lie that almost every AI course, every YouTube channel, and every software company is quietly selling to you right now. And it sounds like this: buy the tool, plug it in, watch it save you time. That's the bolt-on mentality. You take your existing workflow, the one you've been running for years, and you stick an AI tool into one part of it. You automate the email follow-up, you generate the social caption, you summarize the call recording, and then you wait for the revenue to go up. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't. And the reason it doesn't isn't because AI doesn't work, it's because you're trying to improve a workflow that was never designed for AI to follow. You're fitting a jet engine onto a bicycle hoping that it goes faster. That's not going to happen. The bicycle is just going to fall apart. So in this video, I'm going to show you what that actually looks like in practice using a real workflow I rebuilt inside my own business. And then I'm going to give you a method that you can use to find the same opportunity inside of yours. See, here's something nobody in the AI space wants to admit because it's bad for tool sales. They are two fundamentally different ways to use AI in a business, and only one of them actually moves the revenue. The first is task level adoption. You identify a task, you use AI to do it faster, you move on. This is how most people are using AI right now, and it's not nothing. Saving 2 hours a week on content repurposing, for example, is good, but it is not why your revenue should go up. See, if AI is just doing tasks faster, your business is still running on the same logic it always was. Because here's the thing, the handoffs are the same, the bottlenecks are the same, the decisions that need a human in the loop are the same. You've just replaced one tool with a slightly faster one. I know this because that's exactly what I did for 12 months. I had AI generating copy, I had AI summarizing documents, I had AI doing research, and my revenue was still flat. Because none of those tasks were the reason my revenue was flat. I was automating the easy things and leaving the important things entirely manual. The second level is the workflow level adoption. Now, in this case, you don't ask, how can AI help me do this task? Instead, you ask, what would this entire process look like if AI was running it? And then you rebuild that from that question. That's where the money actually is, not in faster tasks, but in rebuild workflows where AI is the operator, not just an assistant. And I want to show you exactly what that looks like because there's a specific workflow inside my own business where this shift made an enormous difference. So let me walk you through something concrete so you can understand how this works, because I think the reason why most people stay stuck at the task level adoption is that they've never actually seen what a rebuild workflow looks like inside a real business. Not a hypothetical, not a case study with the numbers scrubbed out, but a real one. Now, this is the promotional workflow I run inside of our company. So in the past, when I would run promotions of other people's products to our customers, this is how the process would go. I would go find the JV page, I would go find the sales page, I would go look at the emails, the bonuses that they had given, basically watch the demo, go play with the product, understand what it does so that I can fully explain that product back in the emails that I'm sending. Altogether, this is about 6 to 8 hours of work for something I'm only going to run for 2 or 3 days. So as you can see, not very efficient, not very effective, but quite profitable. And when we promote something to our customers, we typically make about $10,000 to $20,000 a month in the process. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. There's a lot of manual work involved, and doing this allows me to basically make money, which feeds the other parts of our business. But this was the manual process. And of course, if I wanted to introduce AI into this, I could have fed my research into AI, had it write emails, had it draft bonus ideas, and do all these things. But I want to show you what a completely re-engineered process instead looks like. So this is how we now run our promotions. I look at what product we're going to promote, I find the JV page, I find the sales page links, and then I drop a simple message inside of my Claude Cowork account so that it can take that sales page, ingest all that data, understand what the product does, and based on that, number one, pick out bonuses that should be offered. And if some bonuses are not matching up, it goes out and creates its own new unique bonuses. Then number two, it writes the email sequence that's going to sell this product and offer my bonuses with it. Number three, once this email sequence is written, it creates that sequence inside of my autoresponder account. Number 4, once that sequence is in place and the emails are starting to go out, it sends me a quick message via WhatsApp. Number 5, once the email sequence is done, it checks back after 48 hours and then updates the statistics to figure out what kind of emails worked, what didn't work, so that way we have some lessons learned that we can take into the next promotion that we're going to run. Now again, there were parts of this process that we were not doing in the past because it was just not possible. And parts of this process, thanks to AI, are now so evolved that they actually add in the dimension to our promotion process. So what that means now is that instead of just $10,000 to $20,000 a month, we're making $15,000 to $30,000 a month. And on top of that, our customers are happier because they're getting unique bonuses, they're getting a full understanding of the product, and they're getting far more support than I could have been able to offer them by myself. And of course, this also frees up a lot of my time, about 16 hours every single week, which I can now dedicate to other things, including my family life. And look, if you're one of those people that wants to use AI effectively in their business and understand exactly how to use it to save time and make more money, make sure you check out the link underneath this video and join the AI Revenue Engine community. Now let's talk about how you can do the same so you can rebuild your business around AI. And again, this is the question that I get asked most often when I walk people through something like this. Neil, that's great for you, but how do I know which workflow in my business should I rebuild first? And this is where most people go wrong because they try to answer that question with logic. They think, well, I spend a lot of time on client reports, so maybe that is what I should focus on. Or my onboarding is a mess, so maybe that. They guess. And then they also made the guess and wonder why nothing actually changed. See, you don't know which workflow is your biggest cost sink until you've actually tracked it. Not estimated it, but actually tracked it. Inside the AI Revenue Engine community, I teach a method called microscopic time tracking. It's not glamorous, but it is the thing that tells you the truth about your business when everything else is telling you stories. You spend 1 week, just 1 week, logging every task you do at the 15 to 30 minute level. Not categories, not broad strokes, the actual task, the actual time, and the actual outcome. And by the end of that week, 2 things become completely clear. First, you see exactly where your time is going. And second, and this is the part that surprises people every single time, you see which of those time costs are directly connected to revenue and which ones are just cost. But look, I'm gonna give you a shortcut right now. Before you go do the full tracking exercise, run this 3-question test on any workflow that you're considering automating. Number 1, does this workflow happen repeatedly on a predictable pattern? If you're doing something more than once a week, following similar steps, then that's a candidate. Number 2, if the AI handled the output, would your client or customer notice a difference in quality? Or would the standard actually improve because it's now consistent? If the answer is the same or better, that is your signal. Number 3, does this workflow directly affect revenue? Not 3 steps removed, but does it actually touch the money, the lead intake, the sales conversations, the onboarding, fulfillment, promotion? If yes, rebuilding it moves the needle. If no, you're just optimizing something that doesn't actually change your number. See, if a workflow passes all these 3 questions, that's where you start. One workflow and you rebuild it properly. And when you do that, watch what happens to your capacity, then you can move on to the next one. So now you know why AI isn't just making you money, and it usually comes down to how you're using it, not the tools themselves. But knowing the problem doesn't build a system that actually runs without you. So in this next video, I will walk you through how you can combine Claude Code and Notebook LM to build a chatbot that sells like Alex Hormozi, and you can do this step by step.